You know, there's going to be sex, drugs, rock and roll.
The crowd seems to love it.
Careful, it's slippery. I had it wet.
Exclusively on Tucson's new run. 92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson. K292CM, Summer Haven. Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised.
Now, here's Loveline.
1-800-LOVE-191 with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Hey, it's Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist.
What's so funny about that?
I don't know. I just looked at you. It was funny. Tonight, our guests are members of the Teen Reproductive Health Line.
Right.
And these are teens?
Yeah.
Is it like Menudo? They toss you out once you turn like 16?
They've been teens.
Well, everyone's been a teen, Drew.
Right. They're young adults and teens, yes.
And they man this reproductive health line.
Right.
And this is kind of your gig.
Yeah.
How's this work?
It's a helpline. I thought, I know this is baffling to you, Adam, that I actually give a crap about what's going on with people in the health.
Is there money involved?
I know. Right.
What's our cut? That's my question.
No cut, no money for us. And it's just one of the resources that are out there, and I thought it'd be interesting to get some people who actually man the helplines, and sometimes we refer people to helplines. Not particularly, we will, I assume, begin referring to this one.
Yeah.
And hear who the people are that man these lines, and what their training has been, and what their experiences have been, and what's out there. I am really interested, now you get the snoring drop on here. I'm really interested in coalition building in communities. I was just telling the guys out there. There you go. In terms of building resources in communities, we have too much these giant bureaucratic systems that do nothing for people, and there's tons of resources in every little community that are poorly sort of put together. It's not all tied together well, and we're going to find out about one of them tonight.
And, it seems to me after doing this show that so many teens are so screwed up and so confused, and if they just had a phone number to call, it would add a lot of clarity to the situation. I don't want to sound trite, but what I mean is they're 15, they're 16, the condom broke, and they don't start looking into stuff until 6 months later when, of course, the girlfriend's 6 months pregnant. If they just made a phone call, if they had some number somewhere,
yeah, that's true.
It really should be on the speed dial, right under the fire department.
Right. In fact, the phone company should be responsible for installing it.
Right. I don't know about that.
Oh, okay.
Vince.
Hey.
You're 16.
Yeah.
Hey, your girlfriend's pregnant.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I didn't do it, though.
Right.
Yeah. I've only been going out with her for like a week, and
girlfriend,
I just found out yesterday.
How long ago was the conception? How pregnant is she?
Not very much at all, like just a couple weeks.
She's your girlfriend, but you've only been going out with her for a week?
Yeah.
But your boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
How does that happen so fast?
I don't know. It just happened.
What did she leave behind? Who is the guy that she left behind?
I really don't know. I met her. I'm a recovering addict, and I met her through the program.
Which is a no-no, right? That's a no-no, correct?
Well, yeah.
Right. How far into recovery are you? How long?
26 days.
All right, Vince, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I'm mad at you now. Right? What was one of the first rules you were taught when you got treated?
What do you mean treated?
Well, you just came in off the street.
I went on my own.
You went on your own. Well, do you have a sponsor now?
Not yet.
Okay, you're not in treatment then. You're not in recovery. You got to get a sponsor immediately because you're making some terrible choices.
What are you getting off of?
Pot and alcohol mostly, but I did a speed and a few other things.
A little heroin here and there?
No, heroin.
No. What are the other things?
I just I did a little acid, little shrooms, things like that. I didn't get into like cocaine or heroin or anything like that.
All right. So you met her through friends in?
No, through the program, like going to meetings.
Well, I thought he wasn't in the program.
He's not. He thinks he is, but he's going to meetings, but he is not in treatment. He's not in recovery because you're only in recovery really if you get a sponsor and start working the steps. Otherwise, you're just kind of going to meetings. You're trying to connect with the fellowship, which is important. But one of the prime rules is 1 year, no new relationships. And certainly not somebody that's new in recovery themselves, and certainly not somebody you meet at the meeting. It violates what they need.
How new
You're taking awful advantage of this woman just to take a hostage to try to make yourself feel better while you deal with being off drugs.
Well, be honest, do you have feelings about this topic?
Yeah, I do. I deal with it all the time, and it's very frustrating.
Hey, Vince?
Yeah.
How long has she been clean?
2 weeks.
Like, I think 75 days.
Okay. All right. Can you're really getting in over your head here, Vince.
Mm-hmm.
How about just being her friend?
Yeah.
It's crucial to both of your recoveries.
Yeah.
You're both going to go out together, too. Or maybe you already have.
Have you gone out?
I mean, on drugs together?
Oh, no.
No. That's what'll happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Well, it's when you curse him that way, of course it is.
No, I mean, I want you to be realistic. I want you to know, Vince, this is again, my predictive skills. Having seen this a billion times, I know exactly how this works. In fact, it's interesting.
It's going to be different this time.
I was reading some quotes from Hippocrates, some Greek writings, and in there it was saying, be sure always to discuss your prognosis and how you predict things are going to go, because that's how people really get impressed. That's what people really know. You know what you're talking about.
I was looking at the letters to the editor of Gent while I was on the toilet the other night.
Yeah?
Yeah. Nothing about Hippocrates
That's
in
good.
there.
What did they talk about?
Just boobs.
Gent.
Oh, yes. That's a good one.
What is it?
What is Gent?
Yeah.
Drew, don't play stupid.
I have no idea. It sounds awful. Gent?
Gent. It's a gentleman's leisure magazine. You know, it's about busty broads. It's fantastic. Some of the writing in those magazines is magnificent. It really paints a picture, although you don't need a picture painted because there's a nude guy banging some chick right on the next page.
All right.
Okay. All right, Vince, you're screwing things up, and you're getting in way over your head.
Your recovery is your priority in life right now, because that's the only way you're going to stay clean. Get a sponsor and listen to them and follow instruction. That's your job.
And listen, convince her she's got to get an abortion, or give the kid up for adoption. Ruby? There she is. Rudy? Oh, Rudy. Sorry. Rudy?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Hey,
big difference.
not much. How you doing?
Good. You smoke a lot of weed?
Huh?
You smoke a lot of weed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
You can hear it right away.
Yeah.
But don't generalize.
Okay.
All right. My question is, the other night you guys had a call about a girl having sex with her teacher, and you guys always say report the older man, but why is that if the girls are always having sex with them?
Because the young ladies need to be protected from those sorts of behaviors. The 16-year-old that would choose to do that is somebody that needs not to have that sort of response from a man. It's unhealthy. It's destructive for her.
I mean, but it's their fault too, though, not just the man's fault.
They are not completely irresponsible, but they're acting something out that an unhealthy part of themselves. That if the male in authority, who has the responsibility to see to it that this young person is growing in a healthy way.
What are you explaining yourself for? What do you care, Rudy?
Oh, I'm just wondering.
Well, some 16-year-old chick calls up. She talks about some guy who's a teacher who's on top of her, and we tell her to report it.
Yeah, why
All
are
right.
they really saying report it if it's their fault too, though?
Okay, I don't care whose fault it is. He's not going to report it. If he called up, we tell him to report her.
You see the...
Yeah, I know what Rudy's talking about, but it's just sort of retarded logic.
If you want a reason is that in the eyes of the law, she's not in a position to even identify this as wrong. She can't render consent. She is a pure victim.
Oh, okay, that's all my...
But in reality, the reason those laws are to protect these people is that the abnormal feelings that cause her to go after these guys, if they are not reciprocated, could be something she sort of matures through. If they're reciprocated, it gets her stuck right in that old dance.
Okay. You all right, Rudy?
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Why do we have to answer that? Chris, you're 25.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Same old.
All right.
Yeah, my question was, I'm leaving a pretty good job to a lesser job, and I just feel like it might be a mistake. Everyone keeps telling me that it's a mistake. And
career counseling.
Discouraged
It's a new career. It's something new for you, Adam.
Why are we discussing this?
Well, I feel like I'm partly leaving because of an ex-girlfriend, a breakup.
All right, there's something.
Kind of running away. I run away from a lot of things. And
What job is it?
I work in a furniture factory.
Yeah. How good a gig is that?
It's pretty good.
What do you do?
Good benefits.
What do you do?
Make office furniture.
Uh-huh. You just assemble it?
It's all done there.
Hold on. Chris, what do you got on in the background there?
It's just TV.
All right. Now I've got to put you on hold. All right, you turn it down.
Adam?
What?
You took a Quaalude tonight or something.
Why?
Because usually you would have just exploded at that.
You know, it's a newer, softer me.
Yeah,
That's my plan for the first 10 minutes of the show, and then I'm going to go nuts. Well, it wasn't that loud.
Yeah.
But I did hear it peeking through, and if I can hear something peeking through, then you go on hold. That's the rules. Kim.
Yes.
You're 23.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, basically, I'm been thinking about getting into...
Coincidentally, I did take a Quaalude, though, Drew. Don't freak me out that way.
Huh?
What's going on there, Kim?
I'm thinking about getting into a bisexual affair.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know exactly how to go about it. I've figured out that I'm...
Now, what exactly is a bisexual affair? Would that mean with two different people simultaneously?
No,
She's with a guy now, I'll bet, right?
I was. I'm not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've been attracted to women for a while, and I've kind of decided maybe to pursue that.
Okay, that...
All right, so you want to get into a lesbian relationship.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But you're going to be the bisexual one.
Yes.
She can't use that word. It's too scary.
Right. You're attracted to women, and you're thinking about going over that direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
all right.
What's your question?
I basically just don't know how to go about it. I'm from a small town, and I can't really talk to my friends about it because they're really closed-minded, and I don't know what to do.
Do they have a lesbian bar or driving range or someplace like that in town you could go to?
Not in town.
She thought it out.
Yeah.
A couple of bigger clubs and stuff that are out of town.
Yeah. Well, maybe you've outgrown that town.
Yeah.
What are you doing there anyway?
Well, I live there, but I work in a big town.
Why don't you move to the big town that you live in and create a life and just see who you are there?
Because it's more expensive.
All right. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Georgia.
Atlanta.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, we just got on in Atlanta, didn't we?
Yep.
Yes, we did. I'll answer my own goddamn question.
I said yes.
No, I was talking to Kim.
Oh.
Kim's the one who's calling from Atlanta. I think she's BSing, though.
What?
You're not from Georgia, are you?
She got that accent.
Yes, I am.
Oh, yeah, she got that
Okay, it took her 20 minutes to answer where you're from.
That's the big city she maybe can go into, and that's a very lively city, isn't it?
Well, I work in Athens. I live like 2 hours out of Atlanta.
Okay. Listen, if you like gals, have fun with them. Go meet them. I don't know where they're hanging out these days. I know a lot of them are angry, but I don't know where they congregate.
See, Kim, you're not giving us any problem. In other words, you have a feeling, it's a curiosity. You're not suggesting you've had a lot of chaos in your relationships. You're not in pain. You're not having symptoms that we need to address. You just don't know how to go about engaging in that world. And, well, Adam, you're a lesbian. Why don't you tell her?
Oh, shut up. Tony?
Yes.
You're 19.
Yes, I am.
What's happening?
Well, first of all, I'm overweight, and I think that's causing a confidence problem for me. In life, I've had one girlfriend. I don't know how to approach girls, talk to them, and I think it's because of the weight, because I don't know what to say. When I talk to a girl, I run out of things to say. I don't know.
How big are you?
5'5", I weigh about 240.
Well, that's husky.
Yeah.
I'm a big guy.
Yeah, it's a good-sized guy, but...
you know what? This isn't about weight,
It's not necessarily a deal breaker.
Right. Have you always had extreme fear in social situations?
Well, for me, when I talk to a girl, after I get to know her for a long time, it takes a while. I'm myself.
Why is that?
I don't know why. I'm myself after a long time, but after that time, I've become such close friends that me nor the girl wants to ruin the friendship.
Oh, boy.
It's a bad situation.
Are you in college now?
Yeah, I go to Southern Illinois University in Carbondale.
Didn't we go to Southern Illinois University?
Northern Illinois.
Oh, it's the same place, isn't it?
You canceled the Southern Illinois. I think we were.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like their mascot.
The Saluki?
The Saluki. The F is a Saluki.
It's an Egyptian hunting dog.
Oh, my.
Looks like a greyhound on crack.
Drew, I thought you had it bad with the Lord Jeffs. Drew went to school. Drew went to school where Lord Jeff was his mascot. It was basically a guy with hepatitis in a powdered wig.
No, it was a guy who invented germ warfare.
Oh,
in a powdered wig.
Right, in a powdered wig. Who was the poor son of a bitch, 19-year-old, they had to show up at the basketball game wearing the powdered wig?
Never went that far.
Oh, really?
No.
Thank God, he would have been raped in the parking lot. The, what is it called, the Saluki?
Yeah, Saluki. We're Salukis.
You just call... Listen, when you show up to campus tomorrow, I want you to get a bullhorn, and I want you to declare that the new mascot is the Badgers.
Bulldog.
Let's make it a bulldog or something.
It used to be a Maroons.
A Maroons?
Yeah.
The cookie? Oh, no.
What is a Maroons?
Just the color. The Maroons.
Oh, yeah, it's like the Stanford Cardinal. But that's confusing, because Stanford, you think it's a cardinal, you think it's a bird, and it turns out just to be the color of a bird.
They have a tree as their mascot.
Yes.
You'll find out when you go out there.
That's got to instill a lot of fear in an opponent when there's a
Christmas tree.
Guy's got a sapling on the side of his football helmet. That is, I have to tour. Colleges need to speak to me before they pick a mascot, or they're going to get stuck with Lord Jeff on it and a tree on the side of their helmet.
All right, Tony, here's the deal.
Wait, one more thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if part of the problem, for one, I'm a black man. I find white girls more attractive to me. They're more attractive. And for some reason I find black girls more intimidating to me.
And do you want to date black girls?
I want to date white girls. I find them more attractive, but I found that
What was your relationship with your mom like? Not to get trite, but
me and my mom, great friend. I tell her everything. She knows everything. I live with my grandma. My mom was 15 when she had me, though.
Okay, so you could have some issues with women just by virtue of something called the attachment theory out there that I think nicely explains why a lot of people have problems with intimacy in their adult life. And the brain mechanisms that are involved in how we become attached, how we are able to tolerate intimacy, develop by virtue of the mother's presence during the age of about 0 and 2, 0 and 3, maybe even up to 0 and 5. And
Tony's
at 15, she may not have been available, and so the whole issue of attachment may have lots of defenses attached to it, interestingly. But I think, Tony, you'll overcome it if you can have persistent phobia of doing it. There's something called social phobia. There are some medications available for that.
Hey, Tony?
What about hypnosis?
Listen, no, forget about all that nonsense and all that books on tape that are going to tell you how to get laid.
If there were easy answers to these tough problems, I've had patients often ask me, I need somebody for anger management. It's like, no, wait. It's a very involved global endeavor to look at people's behavior and their feelings.
Okay, Tony, you need to attach yourself to another woman and detach yourself from the buffet. You'll lose a few pounds. That'll help.
I don't know. It's harder to do than
I know it. I know it's a pain, but I can tell you that if you think your weight is a problem, and it may be part of it, and part of the reason you're putting the weight on or have put the weight on is to sort of keep yourself out of the game, so to speak. People do this sometimes. Once you start working on a little diet, nothing in a shake form, don't get nutty, don't buy any bars, just start walking a little, start exercising. Start eating a little better, lose a few pounds, and you'll see your confidence goes up. I'm not saying that husky guys can't meet chicks, but the weight is connected to his... You know what I'm talking about?
I think he has a real social phobia. So.
All right.
No, let's do this one. All right.
What am I punching here?
Right.
Sarah.
For the break.
Hello?
You're 16.
Yeah. I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I have this bump, in my thing, and I'm kind of scared because I don't know what it is, and I'm not sexually active or anything like that. And I also have a cyst on my neck, and I was wondering, I don't know, I'm really confused. I just don't know,
Talk slower, I'm getting hot.
I'm sorry. It's there's a...
The bump in your things could be your hymen, right, Drew?
No, it's, different. It's, on the side.
Is it tender?
I don't... It's, it's close to the outside, but it's, not in there.
Is it in the skin?
Yeah, it's, on the skin.
It's a common place to get follicles that get infected and carbuncles and all kinds of little things.
I could lance it.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Because
it needs to be lanced, possibly.
It hurts sometimes when I'm, going to the bathroom.
Yeah,
Well,
Could be a carbuncle.
You can also get there's cysts, Skene's glands, Bartholin glands. Particularly Bartholin glands can be sort of abscess and become inflamed. Hot baths, that's the solution in the short term. And intermediate term, let a doctor look at it, okay?
Is it a cyst?
Well, cyst just means a fluid-filled body. That's all that means.
Really?
And, yeah, that's what cyst means.
So a bag would technically be a cyst?
If it were in your body, yeah, it'd be a cyst.
Okay.
If you swallowed it.
Like, I have another one, like a cyst on my neck, and I'm supposed to get it, removed soon, would that have anything to do with
I doubt it.
Does it look the same?
No.
Not really.
Does it feel the same?
The one on my neck is bigger. It's gotten bigger, and the one down there, has gotten bigger, recently, but I've had the one on my neck for, ever.
All right, well, why don't you have them lance you twice? You need someone to have a look at it.
Have someone have a look at it?
Yeah.
The cyst.
Have someone.
Down below, yeah.
Have someone, yes.
All right, Sarah. You take care.
All right. Hey, Drew, can the same guy does the neck do the crotch?
I doubt it.
Really?
I mean, yes, it's possible.
What's the border? And when you
he could
when
do
you
it.
become a gynecologist?
Inside.
You got to get inside.
Yeah.
So
and the surgeon can generally
really
do that.
You can work around the outside.
Yeah, you can even do a little bit on the inside there, but
He's got to tie a rope to himself.
I'm just trying to think. The only disease I can think of where the cysts occur in multiple spots are like von Recklinghausen disease.
Oh, sure.
It's
Baron von Recklinghausen?
Neurofibromatosis. Elephant man disease.
Okay, let's not freak around. Elephant man. All right, we are going to take ourselves a break. The Teen Reproductive Health Line folks are going to be in here. These are actual people, stop monkeying with the pen, Drew, please, who man these health lines. And they'll tell us all sorts of horror stories. Actually, it must be the world's worst job. It's like our job, but they don't get paid. Could you imagine, Drew? How fast would you kill yourself? All right, we'll bring them in, and we'll do all that after this. Hey there. It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. It's Dr. Drew. Diane, Brenda, Nicole are all here from the Teen Reproductive Health Line. And does everyone man the phone?
Does each of you man a phone?
No, not all of us. I do.
Nicole does.
Yes.
And
Brenda.
You're close to those mics.
And yes, remember the part about and Diane, you don't man the phone?
I listen to the conversations to make sure the proper information is giving out.
So you're sort of the
narc.
The coordinator, yeah.
And
supervisor /
all right, so let's get to some particulars. How long you been in existence?
So you want my age?
No, the line.
The teen line, okay. The teen line's been around for 1.5 years. It's going to be 2 years in June.
And what's the average phone call about?
It varies. We have monthly about 72 to 90 a month, and we have times where it's been over 100.
So the number, let's give out the number for starters.
Sure.
Okay.
888
right
396 line LINE. And this is primarily focused at teen reproductive health issues and young adult reproductive health. You don't have to be a teenager to call necessarily, but I'm sure you're also doing a lot of interpersonal relationship type stuff too, as well as just reproductive health.
Right. We're mainly focused for the reproductive health, but it's not necessarily advertised as that in all of the advertisements. So we do get a lot of different...
Do you have to do mental health counseling, suicide intervention, anything like that?
We're not a crisis line. We make that very... we do get suicidal calls, we do have a social worker there at all times as well, just in case we do get those kind of calls. But if so, we make sure that they get proper referrals to a crisis intervention center, because we're not a crisis center.
Is it all women that answer the phone?
No, we have a couple guys. There's, how many guys?
I would say about 3. We have 3 males.
And do people talk a lot about the morning after pill now? Or do you guys talk a lot about that?
Definitely, especially if a person just called and they're afraid because their condom broke.
Hey, we have a question about that right now. Should we take it?
Can she finish her goddamn answer? What's wrong with you?
Trying to keep moving.
I know, but let her finish her sentence,
yes,
and then you go...
Yes, Your Royal Highness.
Oh, well, am I a prima donna because you cut off our guest? Okay, I'm sorry,
well,
Sleepy.
It's okay.
Go
what
ahead.
happens is a lot of people... The morning after pill is very new.
Right.
It's not that new, but it's not very known among, adolescents. So when they do call in because they're in a panic, maybe their condom has broke, that's when we bring it up. And most of them that call don't even know about the morning after pill.
This sounds like a good time to go to a question about the morning after pill. Is that true? Robert?
Yeah, this is Robert.
You're 19.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Well, me and my girlfriend, we were messing around, and we had unprotected sex, and we were really scared. And then I remembered what Dr. Drew had said about the morning after pill, and we went down to Planned Parenthood, and we took care of it. And I just want to tell Dr. Drew that because of him, we avoided a really bad situation.
Cool. Robert.
Yeah.
Good.
And I just want to say thanks, and you guys do a lot to help people.
Where are you calling from?
Whittier.
And how big a hassle was it to go down to Planned Parenthood and get the pill?
Well, for me, I wasn't, too worried about it, but my girlfriend, she was freaking out and stuff, and she thought, her mom was going to find out, and, they were going to call the house and stuff. But
which is nonsense.
Huh?
Up to 14, right? They can get it without parental consent?
Yeah, we can get it.
Down to 12. Down to 12, you can get it without parental consent.
We're moving to Canada. And you're stop using that pen like a judge uses his gavel. Hey, Robert?
Yeah.
I'm not interested in the emotional end of it. I just want to know, how difficult was it for you to go get the pill?
It was really easy. We just walked in, they had us sign some papers and some waivers and stuff like that, and then they talked to my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor did, and they gave her the pills, and they gave her some condoms and some sperm.
Did it cost anything?
No, they gave it to us for free.
And you went in that day and got them that day?
No, well, actually, we went in the next morning because it was already late when we had done it.
Okay, but theoretically, you could have gotten it on the same day?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Our callers never know what I'm getting at, do they?
Yeah.
And why did he have to go back in the next day if he was there that afternoon?
Huh?
He said he went back in. Oh, I mean, okay. Now I'm really
late
getting
at night.
confused.
Yeah, don't go there.
They did the deed at night and went in the next morning.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is you walk in, you get all the stuff you need. It doesn't cost anything. It's not a big hassle. There's no cameras. The man isn't there. Your gym coach is not standing there with his arms folded. You just walk in, you get your junk, and you go back to your crappy apartment, right?
Yeah, your mom's house.
I mean, yeah. Ryan.
Hey, how you doing?
You're 21.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. See, my whole point is all this stuff is a hell of a lot easier than people think it is.
Yep.
And if you just kind of get the word out.
I think a lot of the young groups, it's not that hard.
All right, hold on. Hold on a second there, Ryan.
He couldn't blurt out 2 sentences without throwing the S word in there.
I really,
amazing.
I can. We have the world's dumbest callers to this show. We really do. What kind of pool are we choosing from?
Now,
it frightens me.
I
It
know.
really does.
I want to move into my denial phase and pretend it's not happening.
You do?
I want to talk to our guest. The morning after pill and culture and religious values. Why is it so difficult for people to sort of grab onto this concept? Do you guys have any theories about that?
Well, there's a lot of debate about how it works.
No, there's no debate about it. Really, there is not anymore.
No, what I mean is the debate in terms of religion, and if somebody doesn't believe in abortion, there's a debate about where fertilization, where life first begins. So if they believe that as soon as the egg is released from the ovary, that it's a life, and then you're preventing it from carrying on in the pregnancy.
Well, no, that's not how this works. That's how the pill works.
Period is an abortion, then, isn't it?
That's true. But we
got to stop.
It has been
periods
well
first.
established that the morning after pill prevents ovulation.
Okay.
Prevents it. I mean, there's no anything. It doesn't even figure into the argument about right to life. Where I imagine it gets into it because people don't know that that's how it works. And number 2, I think there's this whole business about kids will then go have unprotected sex all the time if they have this option available to them, which is utter crap.
When are we going to learn as a society that kids are horny, kids are drunk, kids are stupid, kids are confused, and they just basically act on impulse? It's like a dog licking his balls. Is
that what it's like?
It really is. They don't plan it. The dog
He's talking about the man.
No, what I mean is a dog doesn't plan to lick his balls a week in advance, and he doesn't check anything off on his doggy calendar. It's just he gets an impulse, and he's going for it.
That's
it.
I don't think that with the morning after pill, it's just the fact that it's, probably where life begins. A lot has to do probably with religion and how people were brought up. A lot of people are brought up saying, you don't use birth control methods.
At all.
At all. This is your religion and this is what you need to follow. And if you do so,
Right.
if your parents find out some way or another, then you're in big trouble. And
Right.
that's why there's such high pregnancy rate among Hispanic families and young teenage moms, because they don't believe in abortions.
Well, they don't believe in birth control. Even,
And they don't
do.
believe exactly in birth control.
Well, it's worked out so well for Mexico. I don't understand why we wouldn't just adopt the same attitudes over here. It's such a utopia over there. Jesus Christ, can't people figure this out? I swear to God, this Catholicism is going to kill this country. We got to do something. Listen, all idiots need to use birth control. I need to man these phone lines. Not in person. I'll do it from the safety and comfort of my own home. But just start yelling at these people, would you please? Tell them to stop
Adam,
having kids.
That's your job on the radio.
Okay.
Remember that? Nothing less for you to do then.
Oh, these horrible cultures. Adam.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
When I was about 13, my grandfather started to mentally and physically abuse me.
I mean, it just started one day, or he did it on one occasion, or...
It'd be every so often.
Huh.
He'd ask me to do something, and I'd go and do it, and he'd come back and check on it and say it's all done wrong, and tear it down and yell at me and hit me with a cane.
Oh, boy. How old was he?
He was about 56.
And how old were you?
About 13.
Why did he have a cane at 56?
He had fallen and broken his hip.
What to hit him with?
Hip fracture at 56.
Well, okay.
What was what's your grandfather's story?
He was really the same way to my dad.
Was he an alcoholic, or?
No. No drugs, no alcohol.
Just an abusive guy.
Yeah.
All right, so why were you spending so much time with him?
We were low on money, and my grandmother told us that we could stay there for a while.
All right.
Until we get back on our feet.
What's your question presently?
Is this going to have any effect, the mental abuse, is this going to have any effect on my relationship with any girlfriend?
Have you noticed any change?
Actually, I have. I'm 17, and I have only had one girlfriend.
Well, it's no big deal.
No, I have friends that I had girlfriends up to their heads, and I was just kind of wondering if that would have any effect.
Well, it's going to have some effect, but it doesn't have to be.
Well, it's not going to help. But
Yeah.
if you're using as an example only having one girlfriend by age 17, it's not a great example because there's plenty of people who weren't beaten by their grandfather who've only had one girlfriend or haven't even had one girlfriend by the age of 17.
Yeah.
And where is he now?
Actually, he divorced my grandmother and moved got remarried, and we have no contact with him anymore.
Okay. You'll probably be all right. He didn't do anything sexual to you?
No.
He didn't beat you too much?
No, he just, every so often, he asked me to do something, and he just...
Okay.
Our gravest concern about
You can overcome that.
young kids being beaten is that then they become sort of fodder for the other victims out there. And you've sort of navigated your way through into late adolescence. You're going to be okay.
Yeah. I think you'll be fine. Hey, you won't be fine if you think about it too much and freak yourself out. 90% of the cause... I'm going to try to figure out how to word this, but 90% of the time, guys don't have girlfriends. It's not for any other reason other than the one they're clinging to.
Right.
Which is, I'm too short, I'm too tall, I'm too fat, I'm too dumb, my folks weren't great to me, I got a zit. Whatever it is, they decide there's a reason why they're not getting chicks, and then they just spot weld themselves to that, and then they drag this thing around like a knapsack well into their 20s, and then that becomes the reason. They've massaged that, they've embraced it so much, that becomes the reason.
Yep.
All right. I don't know how you talk them out of it, though. John.
Yes?
You're 18.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, first I'd just like to say I enjoy the show, you know. But my question is, well, first I'll just tell you what's going on. I'm 18, and, well, I've been raised in a religious background my whole life, and I've been taught that masturbation is wrong, you know, and I have never once masturbated.
Same here.
I never...
Never once at a time.
Well, not today, I haven't. I haven't been home yet.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys would believe me, but...
No, we believe you.
I believe you.
Well, you know, I think it's pretty odd, too, because that's all my friends talk about. I mean, that's just something guys do. They tell you, you know, if you've never done it, you're lying, and they tell you if you've quit, you're lying.
Right. All right, so you've never done it.
I've never done it.
Have you ever been with a woman?
No, I've never, I'm not sexually active.
Okay, no.
I've never,
Okay, that's all right. Me neither.
And in the presence of a woman.
Right, so...
No, well, I mean, I've been...
Depends how you mean woman.
I've been in situations where I could have gone pretty far, but I just didn't.
So,
he saw a chick jogging in the park, and he decided not to jump on her.
Well...
All right, so, John, are you going insane?
No, I'm not. Well, see, I've never really been interested in it because, I don't know, I just always...
Do you have wet dreams?
Yes, very often.
Yeah, see, a point that Drew's brought up, which I think is one of his only interesting points in the 3.5 years I've known him, which is, why would you have wet dreams if God didn't want you whacking off? You know what I mean?
Was that my point?
Yeah,
I'm not sure that was my point.
You know what a wet dream? It's God yanking you off. I mean, think about it.
My point was that your body produces this stuff, is going to get rid of it somehow.
Yeah, well, my question is...
Awake or asleep?
Better down into the storm drain than on the comforter. That's what I say.
That's the motto you live by.
Thank you. Finally, a motto.
See, my parents, you know, they've been teaching me this stuff my whole life, and...
No, we got it, John. Now, listen.
Yeah.
Are you on any medication?
No.
That's a pretty indefinite...
Well, let's try that question. Try that question.
What
on
medication
me,
are you taking?
Accutane.
Okay. And do you have any medical problems?
No.
Okay, so it's nothing of that nature. And you're normally
his nuts weigh 80 pounds. Other than that,
he's
no
having
medical
wet dreams.
No, I mean,
why are you worrying about this?
Oh, I'm worried about it. I've tried recently, and I just haven't been able to.
Well, your parents have instilled a lot of guilt and shame around this stuff, and it's not something you're going to be able to overcome magically.
Oh,
yeah.
And then when he does, think about the weird mutated form it's going to take.
Well, what I'm worried about is that it might cause impotence.
Well, certainly all that guilt and shame can do that, and also can make sexual addiction gets involved around these sorts of feelings too. But yeah, it could. But if you have a caring partner and somebody you're real involved with, it'll work itself out.
What's your religion?
Does it matter? I mean,
well, I'm just curious.
Honestly, well, I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Mormon.
Oh, okay, all right. Why do they got to put the Jesus Christ part in there? Isn't that a no-duh type of deal?
When they say LDS, you go, huh?
Oh, no, I know what LDS is. And Latter-day Saints is also the, what is the other one?
What?
Other one was?
It goes by another name?
Mormon,
right. Okay. All right, John. Good luck.
You're okay, John.
Yeah.
You don't worry. Don't worry. Don't feel that just because your friends are into this, it makes you bad or wrong or something's...
Oh, it's not that at all.
You're fine.
You're fine. You're going to be fine. Just find a good relationship.
Thanks a lot.
All right. But if you want to masturbate, that's all right.
All right.
Okay?
Thanks a lot.
All right. Oh.
See, John...
That's torture.
I don't know, John. That may be a good thing. You're judging it. You're assuming that it has some weird byproduct. God is taking care of him during the night. He is not having any problems.
He cometh to John like a thief in the night, and stealeth his sperm away. And then he giveth, and we rejoice, and it was good.
I feel so liquidy.
Really? Why?
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline, I'll be right back. Loveline on 92.1 KFMA.
Hey there. Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. Diane, Brenda, and Nicole are all here from the Teen Reproductive Health Line. Let me get that line number out. And write it down, would you please? Even if you don't need it now, just write it down. You will need it. 1-888-396-LINE.
LINE.
That's 1-888-396-5463. And
anybody that champions the morning after pill, we champion.
That's right. We're big fans of that. Chris, and by the way, as I've said before on the show, there's always some trouble with abortion and people getting confused, and the morning after is not abortion, and there's always argument and debate over when life begins.
Doesn't apply to this.
Well, it doesn't matter because it's after you learn to program the VCR, Drew. You know my policy on that. You're not officially a human. Chris?
I better be done away with.
Or you can pay your nanny to do it, like Drew does. Chris, what's going on?
Yeah, I have HPV. I was wondering, I can't work up the courage to ask girls out because I feel like at some point in time I'm going to have to drop the bomb, let them know that.
Ladies, who wants to talk about this?
Yeah, I was wondering how I'd go about
How would you want somebody to approach you with this?
I guess...
Well, the way it happens...
Let's specify it's human papillomavirus.
Right,
yeah.
genital warts. It's something that you're always going to have to deal with, unfortunately, but you can avoid problems in a relationship just by being honest about it, and, you obviously know what it's like to have it, so you don't want to put that on anybody else also.
Yeah,
so.
It's not like a pickup line, hey, I got HPV,
No, satellite TV, that's a pickup line, but with HPV, that's not a good one.
Yeah.
Well, you don't have to work it in to the first conversation that you have.
Yeah, I understand.
Do you understand how common they are?
Yeah, I've read the statistics and all, but the way I contracted it was from an ex-girlfriend, and I assumed that she, was protective of herself, and apparently she probably knew this.
According to Drew's data, 6 out of every 5 teenagers has this disease.
Most women that have it don't know they have it. That if you have it, it's like saying I'm under 30 and I'm sexually active, I live in a city, because that's how many people have it. And it's something that tends to go away after a few years. We didn't think so, but there's now good evidence that it does tend to go away.
I heard it just changes.
And no, it tends to go away.
It's a virus.
Well, it looks like it goes away after 5-10 years.
So I should just wait till it goes away?
Well, you won't know is the problem. You can never tell when you're not infectious. Just wear a condom like you should be doing anyway.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you should be doing. And it does nothing to men. Nothing.
Oh, thank God. See? There is a God.
To women, it can increase the risk. Some of the subtypes can increase the risk of cervical
who cares
cancer.
about the women, True? Men are fine with this thing. That's the point. And, let me...
Kiss my ass, Adam.
Let me say this about the HPV and many other venereal diseases. They sort of force you to act like you should have been acting anyway. I mean, they force you to have a relationship, or at least get to know somebody and communicate before you get laid.
Wear a condom.
They force you to wear a condom. It's really just all the junk that you should have been doing anyway. Not me, but you should have been doing anyway.
And let me correct something I said. It's not that it does nothing to men, because they recently published a study that showed they studied hundreds of cases of anal cancer, and 100% of them had evidence of HPV.
Oh, can you imagine being on that panel? What a gig. Janice.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Yeah, I have a question for Dr. Drew. I have a discharge, and it's coming from my right nipple, and I heard that could be cancer. I don't know.
When do you guys want to take this one to start it?
Well, you're 16. At 16, it's very rare for someone to have cancer. What you should do is you could go to your family doctor, or if you don't have a doctor, to a clinic near your home, or a teen clinic where you could get checked. They'll do a breast exam and examine the discharge that's coming out of your breast.
Okay.
It also could be hormones.
Yeah, discharge from the breast can be cancer in an older woman, but you wouldn't think about that in somebody your age. It's something called galactorrhea, and the most common reason is pregnancy. It's milk coming out. Are you pregnant?
No, I'm on Depo-Provera, so.
Are you on? Well, Depo-Provera sometimes will cause this. Are you on any other medication? Then the second most common reason for it is medication, and then third is actually stimulation of it. There are sort of other causes, tumors and things, but I suspect it's the medications. Whoever's prescribing it to you should be notified about that. Okay.
Okay.
There are tumors of the pituitary gland and things that can cause this too, and need to be checked out. Thyroid conditions.
Do you have a doctor, Janice?
Yeah.
Somebody's giving her the shots.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it could be getting it from the clinic. I don't want to bust Diane's balls or whatever she's got here, but she said go to a clinic near you, and I realize it's just become part of the language. Just follow things up with near you. Go to theater near you. Not necessary. You're not going to fly to Bethesda, Maryland, to go to a clinic or go to a movie or go to a drugstore. Nothing.
It goes without saying.
I figure people are going to go to the place that's nearest to them. And I'm not trying to, this is society's fault, not yours. I just realize it's something that gets bandied about quite a bit. And it's, I'm looking to streamline. As you know, when we fly, Drew, and they talk about the smoke detector.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I go ballistic every
disabling, tampering, or otherwise disturbing, or otherwise...
It's
destroying.
Yes, and I always claim that tampering will cover just about everything.
But you just think about some of these kids, though. They're not likely to go to a place near them, are they? Because they're not going to want to be seen. They're worried about being caught. They're worried about the people in the community.
Well, maybe they should go to a place in the next county.
Well, that's when confidentially comes up. A lot of people don't know that they have the right to go into medical office, and the place is not allowed to give out any information about them to anyone,
make that clear.
family members,
Yeah, make that clear. You're 14.
Boyfriends, girlfriends.
I think that's in most states. If you're 14 and you go in and you say, this is a confidential interaction, I don't want anybody to know, and that doctor violates that doctor could go to jail.
Sue, exactly.
A lot of people say, oh, well, my family doctor, they're close to our family.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. To convince people of that.
Ethical responsibility, he or she cannot tell anybody.
Drew, if someone slipped you a 20, you'd rat them out, though.
Cannot tell anybody, unless they are potential harm to themselves or other people.
And in California, as long as you're over the age of 12, you could get...
When did it become 12? I thought it was 14.
No, it's 12.
How long has it been 12? How many years?
Oh,
they don't know how many years.
It's been for years. I know it's been for years because I've been doing health education for 7 years.
That's amazing.
All right, when it gets down to 9, that's when I'm moving. It's scary that this stuff has to just keep inching down, but it's a sad testament. Chris?
Yeah.
You're 19.
Yeah. I have a question for your guest.
All right. You know what, Chris?
What's up?
We're running. We got to take a break.
So hold on.
All right.
All right.
Right
so
back
then you can talk to him first up when we get back. Okay. All right.
Chris.
Okay. That's fine. It's a real auctioneer, this Chris. The Teen Reproductive Health Line folks are here. These are people doing the Lord's work, if there was one. Now we're going to take ourselves a little break, and then we'll come back with the rest of the fabulous show.
Oh yeah, everybody now. On KFMA.
Hey there. Hi there, ho there. It's Loveline. I just stumbled on a very embarrassing revelation about our guest tonight. Turns out I had sex with all 3 of them. No.
In your dreams.
No.
In your dreams.
Oh, yes, it will. You are so right. We are going to take a quick 10-second timeout, and we'll be back with more Loveline in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
Illegal broadcasters.
92.1 KFMA, Green Valley, Tucson.
I don't even know if I've ever erected any nipples. Thanks, Mike.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
Out of Lego or...
Wow.
Diane, Brenda, and Nicole are all here from the Teen Reproductive Health Line. I was asking where the actual headquarters was. They told me during the break that there's one in Santa Monica and one in North Hollywood. When they described where each location was in Santa Monica and North Hollywood, I realized I've been to both places. The North Hollywood one I went into, not too far from the Anawalt Lumber. There on the corner.
That's right.
I went in there and I got an AIDS test like 7 years ago.
Why?
Because I wanted to get in some chick's pants and she wanted me to get the AIDS test first. So I went in there and did it.
People should take notes of this because it's an interesting way to get guys to comply.
And I was doing gay porn.
Okay.
Huh?
Did it work?
No, it was, you know what? Nuts. Jesus Christ. I'll never do any of that junk again. I mean,
hey.
Oh, yeah, getting AIDS test, very important. But, we'd already slept together once, and then she said, you should go get an AIDS test. And I thought, geez, if I got laid without the test, think of what I'm in for after I
did you
I
use
get my
protection
paper.
the first time? Maybe she was thinking about long-term and not using anything after, which is not a good choice.
Yeah, I did. We did, and then I got the AIDS test, and I never got anything again. But I did watch her dog for like a month. It was I really got
Are you
the
into
shiv.
animal thing?
Hell no. I mean, I would have, but
Sounds as though you are.
I got the shiv 100%. And then the Santa Monica branch, I was living in Santa Monica at the time, and I think I got some kind of a yeast infection
This was
on my
that
Pepe.
famous story.
Yeah, a lot of angry lesbians working at the clinic.
I don't think so.
They must have cleaned house since the last time I went there. It was a pretty tough crew. And I was sitting on the table with my pants around my ankles for what seemed like a fortnight. And then other women started piling into the room and just having some sort of conversation. General stuff. While my dork is hanging out. And
don't scare the patients.
I know, but let me tell you something let me just say something to the doctors out there. You're used to looking at people all day long, and your colleagues are used to it too. But as a human who's not used to this, when you're sitting around with your pants down, literally and figuratively, you feel naked.
I think that's a good point.
And
the
people come walking into the room and they just have general conversations. Hey, where's the coffee guy? I don't know. Well, he should have been here. Well, tell Susie if he... And I'm just standing with my dick hanging out the whole time. I raise... You don't want to interrupt and have everyone look at you, but it's like, hey, can I pull my shorts up at some point?
It's a great point, actually, and that we as practitioners need to be aware that not only are people coming in and being asked to be putting themselves in a very vulnerable position, they're there to discuss things they're already uncomfortable with. And if you don't make them comfortable, they really clam up and they don't want to talk about this stuff. So putting people in physically uncomfortable or vulnerable situations only makes the problems worse.
Oh, it was horrible. But listen,
but in your case, thank God they kept you shut up and vulnerable.
Well, you don't have money.
It can work both ways.
And listen, don't complain. If you can't pay, I mean, what do you want?
Well, just because you can't pay doesn't mean you're going to get bad service.
Or that you shouldn't expect
I know, but you should. You really should.
A lot of places.
Name me a facet of life where you get good service without paying.
Valley Community Clinic. Teen Clinic as well.
All right, not the Santa Monica.
All right.
Chris is 19.
Hey, yeah,
That's a good, yeah.
First off, I just wanted to applaud everyone there today.
Thank you very much.
For all the stuff you're doing. You, Dr. Drew, and you, Adam, for being there for anyone who wants to call and, the stretch of strange calls that you get. But my question for the callers were, first off, I want to know how old you were.
I'm 17. How about you, Nicole?
20.
And I'm 23.
And I also wanted to know how you guys got started and how somebody that wanted to could get started in this kind of service and volunteering their time for this.
Actually, I got involved through my high school. What happened was that we had one of the health educators from the place where I'm currently employed come down and talk about the reproductive health issues that teens inquire about. And, they were talking about the great service they provide at the clinic free of charge and free of judgment, and that, they needed good people who wanted to, put in time and effort to get the word out to teens. And so I became interested and filled out an application and got hired.
Did they have somebody speak at the high school other than... was this the speaking you're speaking of? I mean, did they have an assembly where they talked about career opportunities, or did they have an assembly where they just talked about STDs and all that kind of stuff?
About reproductive health issues.
When I was at North Hollywood High, we did not have this, but you know what we did have?
What?
One of the guy who played LeBeau in Hogan's Heroes was speaking about the Holocaust.
Oh, my God.
And I thought, geez, this is bizarre.
Really?
I'm sitting here, it's 1981, I'm freaked out, and the guy from Hogan's Heroes is talking about the horrors of the Holocaust, and I thought...
You got into that subject, though, right?
I know, but it's still a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
All right.
It's like a comedy scene.
Chris, you want to get into this?
Yeah, I wondered if they had any numbers or anything. I live up here in the Tacoma area, Seattle-Tacoma area. And I want to know if they had any numbers or anything I could call.
Washington, University of Washington has all sorts of resources out there. I would call, boy, where would you start, though, at the university? Call the School of Medicine and see what sort of, and maybe there's a School of Public Health up there, too, and get in touch with that and see what sort of community outreach programs they have. Department of Social Services is another place you can go. Info line, there's sort of, every city has something called Info line you can call and see if there's a teen line or a crisis line.
You should start by volunteering someplace to see if you actually like it.
Yeah.
And that way you get to know more people, and then maybe when they start hiring again, you probably have a foot in the door.
Here's the number for our line represented here tonight. It's 1-888-396-LINE, L-I-N-E, 888-396-LINE. And for the morning after pill, it's 1-888-NOT-2-LATE, not too late.
Right.
For a pharmacy near you.
Thank you. Are they paying us for that yet?
No. Nor will they.
Holes. Jennifer?
Yes.
You're 23.
Yes.
What's going on?
I just wanted to call because it seemed like the people who were calling in were being very vague on how easy it is to get the morning after pill or find a place that offers it. It's so easy. It's like on the internet. It's in the phone books, and it's safe. It's very confidential, and there's really no problem.
Hey, Jennifer, tell me about on the internet. Are you calling from Washington State?
No, I'm calling from California.
And you were able to get the pill off the internet?
No, I'm sorry. You can find places to go in your area very easily.
And by the way, I'm not opposed to people being able to distribute that pill out through the internet. In fact, I would love to be a part of that. I'm willing to put my career on the line.
If it's offered, I think it's great.
What career?
It's just a matter of getting it in time.
Listen, this would be a huge. If I took some kind of stance like that, I'd have to be testifying in the Senate.
Oh,
think about it. Oh, be moving things across state line using an untested system, using my license in California to sight unseen. Oh man, would that be hairy? I'd be out of practice probably.
I'm going to be bringing cigarettes in from Nevada on weekends, so if you want to jump on that shipment, that's fine. Jennifer?
Yes.
Are you
the only thing about the morning after pill is you have to be sure to do it before 48 hours.
You actually have 72 hours, but in fact, you're right, Jennifer, that some new data just came out that showed that if you get it in the first 12 to 24, it's more likely to be successful.
Right.
All right, Jennifer.
But you have 72 hours.
Get back to the whitewater rafting.
That's the...
what is that?
Digital telephones.
Oh, it is? Is that what it sounds like? Steve.
Yeah.
You're 30.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, just wanted to say, Drew and Adam, you guys are doing a great job. I'm a big fan. I've been listening to the show, I think, about 13, 14 years now.
Oh, my God.
And, I remember when your children were sick. I remember praying for them.
God, Steve, it's so funny you would bring that up tonight. I was thinking about that tonight. A friend of mine, somebody I know, was talking about a sick kid, and I thought about what that was like when I went. When Douglas was 1, he had brain surgery, and it was awful.
Right.
And I swear to God, I got through it by virtue of the support from our listeners. And although I know nowadays Adam pounds on the listeners a little bit, I'll tell you what, they came through for me in an incredible way.
Well, I'm sure for another tragedy.
They were so supportive. We got the most wonderful letters, and you really don't know. You can't imagine how much that helps unless you're really in a situation like that. And God is my witness, it really helped.
Thanks, Steve.
Well, thanks for bringing that up,
Steve. And he prayed.
Yeah, well,
I appreciate that.
The show saved my life. I'm almost 4 years sober now, and I probably wouldn't have gotten sober unless I kept hearing. Every time you guys had a really sick caller, I could identify with them. And it was, about 10 years of hearing that I finally decided, hey, you know what, I got a problem. But the one I wanted to call about was the first caller I think you had, the one who had the relationship.
Yeah, I was kind of pounding him a little bit.
You know what? That's beautiful. You have to let them do it. You have to let them get in these sick relationships and get into enough pain to where they're going to actually get a sponsor and work the...
Oh, I'm such a codependent. It drives me crazy when that happens.
Hey, I tell you what, I've been... I went to Codependence Anonymous for a year.
Yeah.
After 2 years sober, living with this gal, relationship turned really sick. I was basically homeless if I couldn't sleep on my sponsor's floor.
Wow.
Ended up in Coda for a year. I made it through that. I was ready to hang myself when I got out of that relationship. I wasn't willing to drink anymore, but I wanted to hang myself.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, basically. Well, I knew I couldn't drink anymore.
Same impulse.
Yeah. So, and what happened to me today, by going through all that, is I told myself I would never get into another sick relationship again.
Good for you.
And next month I want to be married.
To a transvestite junkie.
You know her.
Steve, this is great. I mean, you bring me in here another night just hearing from him. It's fantastic. Congratulations.
Although you'll not be in tomorrow night, will you?
And by the way, I'm hoping now.
Drew, you're not. You bastard. Drew, you're not showing up tomorrow night. That's dedication.
But it will bring me back on Sunday.
You'll see him through the weekend, everybody.
But understand that first caller, little confrontational, tough love. I hope maybe wakes up. If not him, some other people that might be listening. So, Steve, thank you, and God bless you.
Chantel.
Yes.
You're 20.
I am.
What's going on?
Hey, I'm wondering, I guess from Dr. Drew mostly, if the birth control pill can have anything to do with intercourse, like hurting.
Let's ask our panel here.
I'm sorry?
We're gonna ask our guests tonight because they're the experts.
Oh, okay.
So you have questions. You're currently taking birth control pills?
Yeah.
Are you currently new to them, or is it the first time you're
Well, no. I got married like 10 months ago. I started taking the pill like 2 months before I got married.
Which pill?
Gosh. Well, I started on tetracycline.
That is not a birth control pill.
No, that's an antibiotic.
Oh, gosh, sorry. I can't think of...
Orthotricycline?
Oh, that's it.
Orthotricycline.
Well, you're having pain with intercourse, right?
Anyway, that made me, like, deathly ill.
Mm-hmm.
It made me so sick, I just threw up for, like, 3 days. So I'm on Loveline right now.
Okay.
And you're having pain with intercourse at the time?
Yeah.
Do you use condoms as well when you guys have intercourse?
Sometimes and sometimes not.
Are you lubricating enough? That could be one of the problems with women when they have intercourse that could cause pain, is not enough lubrication.
And low estrogen, that could be a side effect. It's a predominantly progesterone pill.
Chantel?
Yes?
Are you self-lubricating? I'm going to lubricate later on, but it's always an external source of lubrication. I rarely produce it myself unless I eat bad Mexican.
The actual pill itself does not cause you to have pain with intercourse. It's not a sign of the birth control pill, but like Dr. Drew said, the hormones in it may be causing you not to lubricate enough during intercourse. But if you decide to use a lubricant, you should use a water-based lubricant, nothing with baby oil in it, because if you use condoms, it breaks down your condoms.
And is there any other reason? Because they're always stressing the water-based stuff. Is it just cleanup, too?
No, definitely not. It's really important that people...
cleanup?
It's really
What does that
important.
mean?
Yeah, what do you mean by cleanup? Like,
you
Don't be afraid to ask him what the hell you're talking about, by the way. What the hell are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about?
What are you talking about?
Like
Is it cleanup, like you use it on the floor? What are you talking about?
What the hell is he saying?
All right, let's backtrack here.
Yes.
You say use a water base and not a petroleum-based product because it eats up the condom.
Right.
Correct.
And then I say, isn't it also cleanup? I mean, isn't that a factor? I mean, you don't want to... You want to put a handful of grease in your crotch.
Is it easier to...
Yeah, you'll never get the stuff out of your sheets. You'll never get out of your hair. You never get out of your underpants.
well, it's also not really good for the female vaginal area. It could cause her to get an infection, a vaginal infection.
Yeah, I think it's water base is a more inert.
Right.
Better.
All right. Yeah. You ever try to get grease out of a comforter, though, Drew?
Can't say I have.
All right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh, for Christ's sake. Sorry. Estella? Estella. All right. I'm going to say Estella one more time. Estella?
Caller who uses the name Estella?
No one would make that name up. Jesse.
Yeah.
You're 23.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Adam, Dr. Drew, as I say, I've just become a religious listener. Just recently listened to you guys in Sacramento and in San Diego, too.
Thanks.
I'm calling because I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in a bind here. I have a part-time job as a janitor, working at a clinical building where there's kind of different offices. And disposing of the trash in one of the offices, there was a device that kind of popped out and landed on top of the trash, and it was kind of filled with blood. And some of the blood kind of splattered on my hands, and I kind of had I had gloves on. And I know this has nothing to do with relationships or anything, but I was kind of wondering if you could help me out and trying to find out like where I could go and as to reporting this incident or what else I need to do.
Well, first of all, you had no exposure, right? You were wearing gloves.
Yeah.
All right. That's a non-event.
Okay.
If you had a needle and a syringe had popped out and you were injected with blood, that would be a needle exposure, even any skin breaking, obviously. But in terms of the probability of transmitting something, you need a pretty substantial blood exposure, typically. At least for HIV. Hepatitis B, it's a much more easy contact.
Why do you want to report this?
Well, I mean, I would, Dr. Drew, if you could correct me on this. This is considered biohazardous waste.
Yeah, I was going to say, where you should report it is not to someone about your contact, though I do recommend you have that reviewed. This is not, you're not supposed to be disposing of blood products.
Yeah, that's
things that can splatter are not supposed to be disposed of except through these organizations that dispose of biohazard. What you do is you put it in these plastic containers and they turn it into a resin, and then I don't know how the hell they dispose of it. But it is a special pickup, a special service has to pick up biohazardous material.
So anything that you deal with that has been contaminated in any way goes in a certain trash can?
Yep.
And
anything that can splatter, basically, or cut.
Right, but if you had some gauze that had some blood on it, it would go into that thing too, right?
Yeah, although I've looked at this pretty carefully. It has to sort of be drippable stuff to really have to go in the biohazard. It should go in the biohazard, absolutely.
Uh-huh. And what about
this? Is some sort of device that broke open and it just splattered blood on it. That's outlandish. That's bad. But he doesn't have to worry. He should be reviewed as though just in case there was some sort of contact he's not aware of. And these days, if somebody has an HIV contact, we would be starting people on antiviral therapy right away. There's very good evidence that decreases the probability of going on to actually getting the infection, that there are hepatitis vaccines or hepatitis antibodies you can get right away to try to protect against the transmission.
Well, let me ask the Teen Reproductive Healthline gals something. I was talking to someone the other day about doing these gangbang porno movies.
What the heck? How did this come up?
Don't worry, it's going to be a smooth segue.
Oh, man.
Just hear me out. And they said you have to show up with a test that says you're free and clear of AIDS in order to be one of the lucky 100 or so that gets to be on top of the same woman. Well, Drew, you know about this. But the point is I said, well, now doesn't it take 6 months from the time you get the test to the time you're in the clear? And apparently there's some sort of a DNA or something thing going around now that expedites that whole process.
Yep.
What is this?
It's a DNA test, like a polymerase chain reaction.
How long does it take?
Oh, boy, some of them can be just a few weeks. But I don't know
How
about
come
their
we're
accuracy.
not talking about it that much?
Because, as I understand it, it's not as accurate in terms of screening for infection as the antibody. The antibody is present in a much higher quantity than the HIV virus early on.
And it's $85, I hear.
So I don't know about its accuracy. So
and it's a little more money.
It's more expensive.
But it seems like this is something you could really, dip into some of that arcade money for. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like you don't want to wait the 6 months. I'd go ahead and pony up the 85 if I really thought that I had an exposure. That 6 months could make a big difference, right? And it's not really 6 months anyway. It's probably 5 weeks. They just say 6 months to cover themselves,
but
right?
Again, I am not real clear on the variability of expression of the virus in the first few months after exposure. I think it's different people's.
Okay. Aaron?
Yeah.
You're 17. What's going on?
Well, my girlfriend was just recently diagnosed with anorexia. She shows some traits of bulimia also, but it's mostly anorexia. She's been anorexic for about 10 years now, but just last week was when she was officially diagnosed.
How old is she?
She's 16.
Anorectic since she was 6?
Since 6 years old, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Perfectly normal. It's my new line. It helps me cope. What? Wow. Hey, Aaron?
Yeah.
We got to take a break.
Okay.
All right. Drew's got to vomit now. We got to take a quick break, and then we'll get all into this. But anorexic since 6. She's got to have some piece of work for her mama. Can you imagine that?
Or something happened. Something big.
Uh-oh. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll be back to delve into that after this.
The phone number for Loveline is 1-800-LOVE.
Hey there, it's Loveline. Dan and Brenda are both here from the Teen Reproductive Health Line. Their phone number, 1-888-396-5463. And by the way, their hours over there with the helpline are Monday through Thursday, 4 to 8, and then on Fridays, 4 to 7, because...
if they call in the off hours, they get an answering machine, they'll call you back.
Yeah, there's an answering machine.
And you'll call back.
Oh, we don't call them back. They just tell them the time to call us back.
Yeah, what are they supposed to do, hunt them down and force advice on them?
Because then, it wouldn't be confidential,
Right,
like
mom answers.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
That's right.
Okay.
All right. Where the hell were we there, Drew?
Talking to Aaron.
That's right.
Nope.
All right.
Put that one on hold.
All right, I don't understand.
There you go.
I go left to right, brother.
All right, brother.
And I'm not reading the goddamn Torah here, you understand? Start over here, I go this way. Aaron?
Yeah.
Thank you. You're 17, your girlfriend has been anorexic and bulimic since age 6.
Yeah.
What happened to her before age 6?
If you guys wanted to gamble on her, you'd all be right.
Oh,
of course, yeah. So she was sexually abused, right?
Well...
And whatever. Was it like ritualistic abuse?
It was... Gosh, so much. I don't think she was ever sexually abused by family members. So,
and by the way, if Janine Garofalo had been here tonight, she would have taken objection to us surmising that something happened to her before the age of 6.
Yeah.
Remember our conversations last night?
Yeah. Yeah, we're all individuals. Each case is a different study.
Let's jump into that. Such a contrite way.
Yes.
But that was last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tonight, we know what her history is.
I don't know too well her history actually before age 6. I just know that age 6 she started off by dieting, and then it progressed to get worse, and it got to a point where she was skipping 7-8 days without eating. And I just said that's enough, and I pressured her into going to the doctor.
How are her folks?
Her dad is abusive. He hasn't lived with them for a long time. He mostly affects her mentally by saying, "I don't want you, I never wanted you," to her, and "You're a mistake." And he tries to put her down as much as possible.
And she keeps going back to him. Imagine that.
No.
These images, these internalized, idealized images we have of our parents, will do anything to protect them.
I knew my parents were bozos when I was about 14.
Yeah, but
and never tried.
Yeah, but
after
before that.
They're good people and everything, but I knew that was like that was a buffet with nothing in it.
That was
and I never got back in line.
Yeah,
but screw that, I'm moving out.
But then you had obsessive stalking behavior.
Oh, stalking! Please, Drew. The temerity in front of these beautiful young ladies was not stalking. There's restraining orders, and there's restraining orders, Drew, please. Aaron?
Yeah.
Now, what's up with you that you're getting hooked up with this gal?
This is, a lot of people will say I got into this relationship as a fix-it relationship, but that's quite the contrary. I got into this relationship because I really liked her, and that's part of the reason why this is affecting me so much.
Well, it's like I really like old cars, but they need a lot of work too. I mean, there can be both. Mm-hmm. It's kind of naive to say that this has nothing to do with it.
It's where attraction comes from.
It does have something to do with it, definitely, but I did not solely get into this relationship to do one of those fix-it relationships.
This is what people are talking about when they're talking about that, though. Nobody will admit that, and nobody claims that's why they got in. And I'm not saying it was anything intentional, but there's a component in you that's attracted to this, and that's something to look after. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's going to kill you, and I'm not saying the relationship's not going to work out. I'm just saying it's something to kind of keep your eyes open to.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been together?
I'm sorry?
How long have you guys been together?
About 4 months now.
And what is the question?
Well, she's very defensive about it. She doesn't like to. She won't ask for help from anybody, but it's eating her away.
It's the same. It's the same as addiction. It's the same kind of a phenomenon.
Well, I thought you got her into some kind of help.
Well, I got her to go to the doctor and actually go online and get some research and actually be diagnosed.
Right.
With this. I mean, she was mostly in denial.
Right. All right. Can you...
and
Aaron's got to eat for her, too. You got to work that one out. Aaron, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say. You can keep sort of pounding away on her.
Well, that's what happened tonight. I just broke down because I couldn't take it anymore of just sitting by here and hearing her say, "I don't need help," but within the same sentence she'll say, "I can't take it anymore."
So you leave. That is your only option. You cannot change her.
Aaron, you're in high school, right?
Yeah.
You should be, thinking about soccer and whacking off, and listening to bad music that you think is good. You know what I mean? Not running some sort of eating disorder recovery clinic.
That's not necessarily what I'm trying to do. I mean, not only is she my girlfriend, but she's my best friend. And, I mean, is there anything I can do for her?
No.
What you can do for her is create consequences.
Right. That's correct. You can.
Tell her you love her. Tell her she's got a problem, and tell her you're not going to sit by and watch it happen.
It's just like, imagine she was a heroin addict, and you were to tell her that I can't be a part of your disease. You will be part of the cumulative losses of her disease unless she makes a change. And when she makes a change, when she does something to start to make herself better, that's up to her, and as between her and her caretaking team, you stay out of it.
Aaron's he's in.
That is as codependent as you get. He is the poster child for codependency.
But he loves her, and that's why he's in the relationship. Drew. Yeah. Please, weren't you listening?
Al-Anon, Coda.
Oh, hey, isn't it amazing how crystal clear all this crap is when you're sitting here? You know, Aaron's talking about, no, it's her personality, and I didn't even know about her eating disorder until 3 hours into the relationship, and she threw up on me, and all this other nonsense. But when you sit here and listen to it, you go, oh, man, Aaron, what is going on, brother? You're 17.
She needs to love herself before she can love someone else, too. He's got to think about that.
That's a long way off.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's a long way off. And I feel really bad for her, and I feel really bad for Aaron, too, because Aaron doesn't even have a disorder, and he's just as deep in as she is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can just see it now. Jason.
Yeah.
You're 24.
Yep. I'm having a huge problem. I'm trying to figure out different options that I can do. I haven't talked to my mother in about 5 years.
5 years?
Ever since I went to college, and then college didn't do so well because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I left school, came and lived with my father, and my mother hasn't talked to me since.
Because you left college?
Yeah, I mean, I was kicked out. I didn't do well in school whatsoever. I didn't know
Why were you kicked out?
Well, I mean, I just never went to class.
So you failed out?
Well,
You know, hold on a second. You know what I love about our callers? It's all this. It's this progression thing. It's like doing a Mad Lib.
Yeah.
After college, you graduated college. I didn't finish college. You left college.
You left college? Why?
Well, I actually tried to burn down the college and was run out of the town by an angry mob.
Is that all?
Well, no, I knocked up the dean's daughter, and I started my own pagan religion on campus, which attacked blacks, Jews, Hispanics, Koreans, and all other Asian groups.
You spending time in prison?
No, not... if you call jail prison, no, but yes, 14 years, yes.
Oh, prison.
Yeah, just for white-collar crimes like vehicular manslaughter and aggravated assault, and of course, arson for lighting me.
And your mom didn't like the fact that you left college?
No, my mom was all right with the fact that I left college, but she was she stopped speaking to me because I left college, all right, so are we done making fun of Jason? So, Jason?
Actually...
That wasn't you I was talking about.
Yeah. I'm totally lost, and...
Okay, so why is it your mom would stop... It seems to me she stopped talking to you because you moved in with your dad.
Well, but she wanted to get back together with my dad. That's like the big thing.
Okay.
They were never married.
Ooh, and your dad is together with someone else?
Now my dad is, yes.
But at the time he wasn't?
No, he kept driving out to where my mother is, and because she's 1,800 miles away from my dad and I now. But he kept driving out, and then she would treat him like crap, and then he can't take it anymore, so he decided to get on with his life.
All right, well, what if you called your mom tomorrow? What would she say?
She doesn't talk to me. She just...
Why?
No idea. I say things and it's dead space on the phone. She won't.
What did you do? What did you do that upset her so much?
I don't think I did anything.
What does she think you did? I don't care what you think anymore.
I don't have a clue because she won't talk.
All right, well that's it then. She's insane. How can we even venture an answer? It's like if I said, "Listen, my mom stopped talking to me." Why? I don't know. I call her, she hangs up.
I'm just trying to.
I did nothing.
Options.
But what
you have no options. She will not talk to you, and you did nothing.
What was the relationship like, though, before you went away?
Me and my mom were best friends. I mean, my mom raised me.
Jason, look, Jason,
Something must have happened.
Something happened, for Christ's sake. Why the hell won't you talk about what her perception is of what happened here?
Do you want to speculate on what she might be thinking?
I don't know. I'm confused.
Well, listen, Jason, here's what I'm saying. We don't know and you don't know why she's not talking to you. But if someone put a gun to your head and said, quick, I want an answer, tell us why you think she's not talking to you.
I'm thinking it's school, and I'm thinking also my father, what you guys are thinking.
What does your father think?
My father thinks she's insane and that she went too far with this, and thinks that...
If you said to your dad tomorrow, why do you think Mom is not talking to me, what do you think he would say? She's insane?
He just says, I haven't a clue. Your mother thinks she went too far now with this, not talking to you for the last 5 years, and because I go out there and I try to see her, but she just walks away from me. She won't let me say anything to her, and I'm in her face. I'm trying to hug her, but she'll ignore me.
Your mom has if what you say is true, and all you did was drop out of college,
then your mom
move in
is
with
insane.
your dad, then your mom has like a brain tumor or something.
Right.
And she's insane, right?
But obviously, Jason, there's more.
There's got to be.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
figure that out.
You got two choices. You either tell us or you just figure it out. So we don't have answers to
all we can tell you is
we need information.
If this is really as far as your understanding goes with this, then you got a job ahead of you. You got to figure out what your mom is thinking.
I mean, do I go to a shrink? Do I?
No.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
But you've got to find somebody that can communicate with your mom to find out what is on her mind, what is going on here, what did you do, and I'm sure there's something here. You did something, Jason.
Okay, Jason.
Thanks.
And scroll through your own sort of Rolodex of memories of the things that might be very disturbing.
Does your mom have a job and stuff?
Yeah, she works for a Bible camp.
Oh, so she's wacky.
Yeah, she's...
All right. Well, listen, your mom could be nuts, right?
Well, I don't like to think so because it's my mother. I mean, do you think your mom's nuts? I mean,
well,
I know I'm trying to...
She's a little nutty, yeah. Drew's mom's nuts.
You heard how Adam talks about his mom and grandmother?
Yeah, they're a little nutty. Well, no, they're not nutty. They're not nutty this way, but listen, everything I think about them isn't great. I'm willing to be realistic. Probably a little harsher than the average public would be on them. Okay, Jason, you're 24, and you're the most naive 24 I've ever heard in my life. Get some therapy, read some books. You know what I mean? Enlighten yourself a little bit. What a way to go through life. People sort of react a certain way, and you just have no clue. Actually, I do a lot of that, but I don't care. That's the difference. I mean, you're chasing your mom. She keeps walking the other direction, and you just haven't the slightest as to...
Or don't go to work trying to figure out what's going on. Spend 5 years just being bewildered.
Yeah, although working for the Bible camp may have something to do with it.
Yeah, but at least there's something that he did that offended her sensibilities and her new cultural
Well, maybe she just really got into her religion and he hasn't embraced it, and maybe that's something. I don't know. Catherine.
Hi.
You're 16?
Yeah.
You think your boyfriend cheated and gave you an STD?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Hold on a second. We got to take a break.
Okay.
All right, don't scratch while we're on break, right?
Okay.
You'll get infected. Okay. That was like a guy laugh.
Sounds like she was crying, actually.
The teen reproductive... Hold on a second. I got to explain something to the teen reproductive. Because I announced we're going to go to break, doesn't mean we actually been to one. It just means we may.
Yeah, Diane.
All right.
Sorry.
Can we get into that last week? The Teen Reproductive Health Line gals are here. Diane, Brenda, and Nicole. All sweet as sugar. Phone number 1-888-396-5463. We'll take a break, and then we'll get into this STD thing. And I'm guessing you guys will jump in on this one, right?
Definitely.
All right. We'll be back.
Loveline with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla. We'll be right back.
It's Loveline. Diane, Brenda, and Nicole are all here from the Teen Reproductive Health Line. You can reach them at 1-888-396-5463. They'll answer all your questions, your personal questions that have to do with the crotch. Most of problems emanate from the crotch, I found out. I'm going to breed crotchless kids. You know, they breed hairless dogs for people who have allergies.
Great idea.
Crotchless kids. Write that down, Drew. That's going to work. All right, now, when we left off, we were speaking to Catherine. Catherine's 16. Thinks her boyfriend cheated. you think your boyfriend cheated because you have an STD, right?
Well, I'm not sure if it's an STD. Just today, I've been I have like real bad abdomen pain down there, and my down there is swollen, like almost shut. And
oh my goodness, you've got to get seen, Catherine. That's important.
It just happened today. Like last night, I was fine, and then this morning I woke up.
Why don't you guys address this with her?
Are you in pain? Is it hurting?
Yeah, I couldn't even walk today. I had to lay down in bed all day.
Oh, for gosh sake.
Yeah, I couldn't go to the bathroom or anything.
It's just all of a sudden you woke up and it was like that.
Well, I woke up and I was fine for a little while, and then all of a sudden I just started hurting real bad, and my stomach was like contracting. My mom said, like contractions, I guess, getting real hard, and then it would hurt real bad, and then it would get mellow, and it'd be like fine, and then it hurt real bad and lock up. It was like.
Are you using protection with your boyfriend?
Yeah, usually, but then we didn't the other day. That's
okay. Well, just as long as you're doing it some of the time, that's fine.
Well, this is the first time we didn't, and I'm kind of regretting it now.
Right.
Why did he suggest that he maybe carried something before?
No, he was just, I don't know, he's just like, before, we've been together a year today.
Yeah.
And he had a girlfriend before, and we were like, he was kind of going back and forth, and I hear from some of my friends that he's seen her again. And
he was going back and forth from you to her when he was sort of seeing her.
Well, no, they broke up, and then me and him got together, and then now he's going over there and coming back.
You said earlier he was going back and forth, like when you just met?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you just met, he was sort of cheating on her with you.
Yeah, kind of.
Didn't I say that half hour ago? Hey, this guy's a pig.
I know.
Listen, you know this guy's trouble. I know these guys. And let me tell you something. How old is he?
He's going to be 24 on the 30th.
Oh, you're 16, Catherine.
No.
Oh, Catherine, what's up, baby?
I have no idea. I'm just like, he makes me feel real good.
Where's your daddy?
I don't live with him.
Yes,
yeah,
of course
we
not.
know that. Although it makes no difference, we somehow know that. When did he abandon the family? How many years ago?
When I was 5 months old, he went to prison.
Okay, well, there we go, everybody. Not using protection, 24-year-old guy. Baby, you just want to be a statistic. I don't want to sound cliche, but, I mean, do you have to sabotage your life, or can't you just let it? You know, I mean, you know what I want to say to people? It's like, if you're not going to, go to college and study and learn to play the piano and everything, at least don't F your life up intentionally. I mean, it's like if you're not going to take the car to get the oil changed every once in a while, don't dump sand into it. You know what I'm saying, Catherine?
Yeah.
You're on this collision course with tragedy. You really are. I mean, if you're not pregnant now, you'll be pregnant in 3 weeks.
I was, and he didn't want it, so he made me have an abortion. He told me he didn't want it. He already has babies.
Nice.
He has other kids?
Yeah, he has 2 other babies.
Babies.
He has other babies. Listen,
My
I swear
God.
to God, when I'm in charge, I'm going to snuff guys like this. I look at this as sabotage. You're trying to destroy the country.
Treason.
Yeah.
High treason.
It's listen, if you can give a guy life in prison for giving a couple of secrets to Israel, who's an ally for Christ's sake, then we can put guys like this down. I just want them put down. Just put them down like a dog.
Here's my concern for you right now: is that the symptoms you're describing could either be an acute herpetic outbreak, or these are the two most significant or concerning things that you might be having anyway. And the other is something called pelvic inflammatory disease. You guys want to talk about that?
Are they sexually transmitted?
Yes, they are. They are. And pelvic inflammatory disease can be life-threatening.
Oh.
It can cause infertility.
Oh, let's pray.
Yeah.
I pray to God that you're infertile.
That's really harsh.
I do. Listen, why? You're just going to screw everything up for yourself. That's the worst thing you could do is have kids.
Yeah, I don't want to have kids with him. He's a loser. But, like, when we first got together, he was really sweet, and he put me on a pedestal, and now he's
whatever you need.
They always do when they want to sleep with you.
But you're 16. You can still turn it all around, Go get checked out and clear up.
But go immediately. I mean, I would say go to the emergency room tonight, frankly, because if you have a tubovarian abscess or PID, something like that, that can be very serious very fast.
Okay.
Catherine, you got to break up with this guy, please. Not everyone's daddy. You understand?
Yeah, I was trying to, but he's, like, really jealous and, like, won't let me see no other of my friends. And
this is a madman.
He's like a weirdo now.
Well, then you need
be
to
real
put
nice,
the foot
and
down
now
and you
he's
need to say
crazy.
no.
You need to deal with, get the authorities involved, as much as I hate to say that.
You should date someone your own age. That could also make you feel happy as well.
Right. Or don't date. Better yet, no dating for a little while. Oh, my God. Talk about a statistic. This country's driving me insane. Cops running around playing nanny and wet nurse to everybody. It's driving me insane. I don't blame the people. I just actually I do blame the people, but I just blame the government. You know, I mean, why don't we get hip to what's going on here?
Parents are working. Government.
Jeff.
Yes.
You're 22.
Sure am.
What's going on?
This is kind of funny, but I started drinking when I was 19, and I drink maybe once every month or so, and it's with a purpose, of course, to get drunk. And just on Friday night, a few nights ago, I had about 3 strong strawberry daiquiris, enough to really pretty much messed me up a little bit. And
how was the ambiance at the gay bar?
This was at my house. This is when not at the gay bar.
That's trouble.
Yeah.
Are you gay?
What's that?
Are you gay?
Am I gay? We won't go there.
Yeah. There's no way you're sitting around at home drinking daiquiris. Oh my God.
I had some friends over now. Come on.
Listen, that's the first thing I do when I have a son. When I'm curious about his sexual proclivity, I break right into the liquor cabinet. I go right to his house and break into the liquor. I see that I see that strawberry wine and a daiquiri mix and all that sweet sugary stuff. I drag him right to the church.
Yeah.
Get him brainwashed.
Okay.
All right, Jeff.
Anyways, I woke up. I passed out about midnight, and I woke up at about 6 o'clock, and I mean, this hasn't happened since I was young, but I woke up and my sweats were soaked. My entire mattress, probably a spot of about 1.5 feet in diameter.
So you peed.
Was soaked all the way through.
What's the question?
What's that?
All right, you peed. What's the question?
My question is, I mean, it was a huge amount. I mean, is this normal for 22 and this happening? Because this has never happened before, and I've been drunk.
Well, it wasn't a big amount if you peed, was it?
What's that?
You've been drinking all night, and you went to bed. You passed out without urinating before you went to bed, probably. And
I urinated about 6 times before I went to bed.
Well, you take a big
Listen,
volume.
if you drink, I could fill 2 Bud Tall Boys if I was on the road and I had to really take a whiz.
But Jeff,
you could whiz up the whole bed.
I got to tell you, that kind of incontinence, in my experience, has been a sign of alcoholism.
You're supposed to wake up at some point.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but I've seen that over and over again. People that do have the gene. If we asked him about his family history, I think you'd find it there.
Well, it's not incontinence. You're so loaded, you don't know where you are.
Yeah, that kind of blacking out. Sure.
Yeah, and then you start whizzing, and you don't know you don't know you're in bed. I've whizzed. You guys, you girls ever wet your bed that way?
No, not recently, not lately.
Never. It's just me.
I think it
Yes,
is.
yeah.
But with you, Adam, it's not when you're drinking.
That's right. That's right. I pee when I'm awake. Thank you. You mean on people? Yeah, but I only pee on myself when I'm drunk or asleep. Okay.
Those weren't drunken episodes, were they?
When I peed on my friends?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
It was noon. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Nothing better. Oh, you girls, you could never experience the joy of peeing on one of your friends.
That'd be difficult.
No, thank
That'd
you.
take a lot. Like,
Yeah.
pretty flexible.
Oh, there's nothing.
They have techniques. They get into it. Don't go there.
There is no satisfaction like urinating. Brewing? There's no satisfaction. The greatest...
Is your friend agreeing to this?
Well, you come at him. No, it's like a sword fight.
Let me tell you.
Let's go to break.
It's survival of the fittest.
Tell him at the break.
Let me tell you something. When my buddy Ray... He took a whiz. He just told me to stop using his name in there. He took a whiz. He took a whiz in a cup, and he put it on the counter of my folks' place, and he was trying to throw it on me. Yeah. And then it was. I know it's all story, but it's amazing. I locked him out of the house, and we had one of these like security screens where you can't see in because the house is dark. You have to sort of cup your hands and put your nose right up against it in order to see in. But when you're inside, you can see because it's noon, it's bright as day. You can see the guy. He put his face up against the security screen. He cupped his hands like he was going to yodel from his eyes, pressed his nose up against this thing, and I took a nice tumbler of his nice warm whiz, and I just popped him right in the face with it. It was beautiful. I almost blinded him. I detached one of his retinas. I laughed like a madman. Do you hear me? Okay, we'll be back.
Loveline will be be right back on 92.1 KFMA.
All right. That about does it. I want to thank Diane, Brenda, and Nicole for doing a wonderful job and putting up with all the Drew's crap, quite frankly.
Thanks for having us.
God bless you. God bless the work that you do. It's really, we need more folks like you. And again, that number, if you're in the L.A. area, 1-888-396-5463. If you have any questions, give that call in, and there's equivalents to that number all over the country. Or you can call this one,
yeah,
can't
call
you?
this one, yeah.
All right, call that one then. Let's not overdo it, though. The girls are busy. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Mommy! This has been Loveline. The views expressed on Loveline are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. Loveline is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingle. Now, please listen to this station longer.